I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. 2 billion people. That's the estimate of the number of folks who watched the wedding of the future King and Queen of England. Here in Orange County, members of a local Red Hat Society chapter gathered at Perkins Restaurant in Middletown to celebrate the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, now the Dutchess of Cambridge. The local ladies say the amount of interest here and worldwide isn't all that surprising.
While I was in Florida, because I have such a good group of Red Hat Wild Girls, they actually called me down Florida, and this was their idea. This was their idea about getting together. They called me and they asked me, they said, why don't we do something for the wedding, because we're ladies, we wear red hats, and let's get dressed up and be part of this wedding. Women love weddings. Women love getting dressed up. Women love just being together.
With their colorful headwear, the Red Hat ladies would have fit right in with today's scene in London. And by the way, the estimated cost of the royal nuptials was tabbed at about $50 million. In news from Sullivan County, a hotel owner who had avoided state prison time in connection with the fatal shooting of an employee 3 years ago will now go to prison for a violation of his probation. Joseph Naughton, the owner of the Western Hotel in Callicoon, was sentenced to a prison term of 1 1/3 to 4 years for selling alcohol to a minor. Naughton was among those arrested during a police sting back in February. He'd originally been sentenced to 6 months in jail and 5 years probation after pleading guilty to criminally negligent homicide. Hotel waitress Lori Schubler was killed in 2008 when a gun Naughton was handling discharged. An Ulster County court jury's convicted this man on attempted murder and assault charges for a shooting in Kingston last July. Albert Lawing of Kingston faces prison sentences of 25 years to life on each conviction when he's brought back to Ulster County Court June 23rd. He seriously wounded Raymond Smith of Port Ewan in an act of retribution after having been stabbed weeks earlier. Lawing was arrested a month after the shooting in Omaha, Nebraska.
10,000 members of the baby boom generation every day are becoming eligible for Medicare.
Well, some of the cuts and modifications that are part of the Republicans' 2012 federal budget proposal came under fire at Deer Park Town Hall last night in a forum hosted by 19th District Republican Congresswoman Nan Hayworth. Hayworth presented her party's case for the need to restructure Medicare and Medicaid, as well as cuts to Planned Parenthood and veterans programs. But many among the 50 or so who came to listen say taking money out of those agencies will hurt those who depend on the care and support that is provided. And others voice concern that the proposed changes to Medicare could put more of a financial burden on seniors. Hayworth says tough budgetary moves must be made to counter the massive federal debt and the financial strain that baby boomers are putting on programs like Medicare. We'll take a look at what may be the future of school district transportation. On Thursday, officials in the Washingtonville district fired up their new propane gas-powered school bus and talked up the projected savings. With the propane price at around $1.90 a gallon and diesel $3.55, District Head Mechanic Ralph Perez estimates the yearly fuel cost savings at around $6,000 per bus. Putting the bus on display was part of the district's push to get a May 17th voter proposition passed that would okay the purchase of 2 more propane-powered buses for Washingtonville. Perez says feedback from upstate districts that use propane buses say they are safe, quieter, and don't foul the air with diesel fumes. And money from your thruway tolls will be put to work this summer as $80 million worth of rehabilitation projects will get underway on the Hudson Valley stretch of the thruway. The list includes the repair and resurfacing of the highway in both directions between the towns of Newburgh and New Paltz, as well as rehab of the Mill Street Bridge in the town of Newburgh and removal of an unused railroad bridge. This is the final year of a 7-year, $2.6 billion capital program for thruway improvements. We are headed straight towards a beautiful spring weekend. Expect plenty of sunshine tomorrow with temperatures getting up around 70 degrees. Ditto for Sunday. More sunshine and the highs again in the neighborhood of 70 degrees. You'll get caught up on all the news that impacts your life when you pick up at weekend editions of the Times-Herald-Record. And for news when it breaks, stay in touch here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.